Hello again. So we are here with Meena Kumari today. The topic name is Remote Ready, how to prepare for your next remote interview. So I would just give a little introduction of Meena. So she is the director of HR at Airmeet. She's going to go over how to prepare for a remote interview, right? So thank you, Meena, for being here with us today, and the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much, Urvashi. And yeah, welcome all to this quick session about how to really ace your remote interview. I wanted to quickly cover about what are the do's and don'ts, what are the things that you can watch out for in terms of how you can really do your remote interviews these days. I think the pandemic is just pushing everyone to kind of adapt, not just adapt but also optimize and maximize on how we work remote. So definitely how we interview, how we select people is also becoming very digital and very remote. So since we have less time in hand, I would also love for you to parallelly ask questions so that we can cover some of those questions as well as take you through this presentation. All right, just a moment, I will present my screen. Okay. All right. So here we go. So how many of you are actually appearing for remote interviews for the first time? Okay. So this will be really useful for the first timers because you need to be like super prepared on how to really ace the remote interviews. Let me give you, okay, Aishwarya has given about 3 interviews here. Cool. So some of the things, right? Factors to be prepared with when you when you interview remotely. So what are the best practices? Some tips, right? So quickly, when you are when you are attending a remote interview, it's super important for you to ensure that your audio, video, all your technology is in place, right? Because you're going to create impact, and the only window the other person on the other side of the table has is your, the way you are able to present in the screen. So it's important that you have the right technology in place that can ensure your audio, video, etc. is in place. Make eye contact, appear confident when you are doing this remote interview over video. Sometimes it's also advisable that you create a video introduction about yourself, right? Even before you enter into an interview stage. This really gives confidence to many recruiters that you are super digital, you are prepared to adapt to the upcoming new normal, and you are digitally savvy to be confident in front of video, create your own video introductions, right? I think that's really flying and becoming very popular these days. People, and there are several apps that will help you as well create a video introduction and be extremely technologically savvy and do your research about the company, right? Wherever you're interviewing, understand the role, research about the organization, go to the Glassdoor, go to LinkedIn, search for people, right? And then know about the company, know about the role. Your role you will be able to quickly understand when you're doing your research, right? And ensure during those interviews, during those conversations that you have, right from the recruiter to the right person, the final person selecting you, to ask questions. Please ask enough questions when you're doing your research. Please make a note of things that you need to know about further about the organization, right? So always clarify your questions and ask those right questions to the people that you're interacting with. Okay, so those are the things you need to be prepared with. Next, what are the recommended best practices? Recommended best practices is pre-assess, right? A lot of pre-assessment goes even before you're applying, right? Say for example you're applying for any internship or a software development kind of a role. Research about what kind of people exist, where do they come from, what kind of background do they come from, so you know a little bit more about how the selection pattern is in the company, right? And then what kind of technology they're working on. Definitely some of these people's profiles will give you clarity about what technology they're using, what tech stack they're using, what tools they're using. I mean, if not everything, at least you get cues, so pick up those cues. So do your pre-assessment. That will give you a very good understanding about where you would stand and what your strengths are and where you need to improve, right? So do those research, do that pre-assessment, right? And also ensure that you are listening and paying attention to details when the interviewer or the recruiter is calling. Please ensure that you are listening enough, right? It's not about always telling what you want, it's about also listening what they want, so that you can prepare a little further, because they're going to probe on a few things that they are trying to indicate to you. Understand both the parties and assess each other, right? So whenever you're interviewing, you should also understand it's not just a one way conversation. It's not just that a recruiter or an interviewer is making an effort to understand only you. They also are in pressure, because they're also put in a test, because when you're talking to them, you're also judging them, you're also trying to see whether this is the right place to talk, right place to join, right place to work. So there is going to be equal effort from both ends. So ensure that you're converting this conversation into a discussion, rather than just waiting for them to ask questions and answer those questions. So make it two-way conversation, right? Next, do not appear nervous, because the moment you appear nervous, even if your CV has 100 things positive to talk about, you're going to look weaker in front of the interviewer, right? Appear confident. You can always put across things saying that, yes, I am confident that even if I don't know something today, I will always go back, research on it, learn. I'm a quick learner. I'll come back and present to you how, what kind of approach I'll take to solve some of those problems, right? So that is the way you'll be able to impress upon people. So that's the way you'll be able to put the best across to the folks that you're interviewing with, right? And do not rush about compensation and other things, right? First, give enough time to understand about the culture of the organization, way the company functions, the way they work. So that is going to be very important for you to select and understand whether you match with or basically align with the company that you are interviewing with. And then you'll be able to make a better decision on where you want to fit yourself. Right? So those are the best practices. Some tips: communicate, be open, share things, ask. So those are the tips that I'm going to give you. And many times it's also going to be the it'll just boil down to the fact that how proactive you are, how do you see yourself, and how do you put yourself up in the higher in the bar, in terms of performance, right? That is what is going to boil down to. Many times, even myself, right, I'm okay to even hire people who don't have a degree, but if they are able to portray confidence that they can do the job, right? If they are proactive enough to learn things, right? So some of those hard skills are a pass. Today, a lot of soft skills are given importance. So the more you're able to exhibit, the more you're able to model that during these interviews, the more you're able to tell them how good you are on a few of these attributes, that's going to take you places. All right, so let me quickly look at some of the questions. I think they're just pouring in fast here. Aishwarya is preparing for a customer service rep. Um, Is it tough when trying remotely? No, not at all, Aishwarya. I think customer success roles are equally the same when it comes to in person or on a remote interview, as such, right? So you should understand what are the basic traits of a customer service. Do you have enough patience to handle your customers? Do you have enough do you have multiple solutions for queries that they may come up with? Do you have that do you have that progressiveness in you to not just look at immediate solution, but look at long term solutions? I do have it in you to really please that and become a customer obsessed. That can be equally weighed in both in person and remote interviews. which you should be able to really establish it with a lot of examples, right? Please list down all the attributes that you are good at. List down all the attributes that the job demands, and create examples of how you have exhibited them in the past, right? And those examples are the ones which is going to communicate. And please ensure that you are creating a story around it, and then tell your interviewers. That is going to help you establish your skills, your soft skills, that you are ready for the job. That if you given that opportunity, you will excel in that job, right? You need to place that confidence in front of the interviewer. So there is one question from Siddhant. He says, how do you find out the budget a hiring manager has for the role indirectly? Okay, so I think if you are looking at the some of the startup companies or even established companies, right? Many times a recruiter definitely asks you what your salary expectations are, right? And many times it so happens that if you are out of their budget, they might not call you for the role, right? And if they're calling you for the role, if they're interviewing you and really want to progress you to next levels, you might pretty well understand that you are within that salary bracket that they can afford, right? And end of it, if they're not able, I don't know if somebody is going to outright really convey to you what his or her budget is, right? It's, they kind of many times may see it as confidential. There are very few companies who feel very comfortable sharing their budgets, right? You might want to be very tactful in asking that, or perhaps even understand that if you're in the interview process, you're already within the budget that they are looking at. What is the screening level? So screening, Prakash, I think you should understand, each role has its own set of screening, right? And the screening doesn't necessarily be um, about what your profile is. Many times it's a screening that they have inbuilt. For example, if I want to hire a account manager for my customer, I might need, say, I need somebody from a B2B company or from a B2C background, or from this kind of institute background. So that is a recruiter's understanding of what the role requires, right? But what they'll be seeing in you is, even if you did not fit in a few of those criterias, do you have things in your profile that can talk about other attributes that you can fit into the role, right? So that is important when people are screening. So when you are getting those screening calls or in your CV, ensure that you're using some of those factors. Like, put a few factors that will help you tell that how good are you in decision making and negotiation, in some of those very solid soft skills that you might have. So yeah, I think Urushi is back. Are we up on time, Urushi? Or can we?
Yes. Yes, we have a couple of more questions, but I think we are running out of the time. Hence, we have to unfortunately end this session. So I really want to thank you for taking your precious time out for us and giving us this informative talk.
Sure. Thank you so much,
so
guys.
much.
I think, if you can share some of the FAQs, I can answer them and send it back to you. You can post it to these folks.
Yeah, that would be great. So thank you so much, everyone, for being patient with us and join us here for this wonderful session. I hope that you had a fun and you got to learn a lot from this different sessions that we had today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye.